Oh!
Ooh.
What?
Beskar.
Wait, no. Cortosis?
Oh yeah, he shorted them out. Yep, that's Cortosis.
Welcome back to DYAD in the Force. I'm Element.
And I am Crenshaw Chang, also known as Choco.
北京嘅程師傅？
唔係 Crenshaw 嗰個 Freddie Ching 啊，
哦，they're brothers。
Man, that. Whew,
Let me just
that episode
start
brought
off.
the heat.
Yeah.
That episode.
Just start off by saying this episode far and away makes up for the last episode. Now that's not to say that I dismiss all of my criticisms of the last episode, but I understand why they split it. I appreciate the contrast between the two. Got to live in the moments more. We got some more character work. And guess what,
And
Choco?
we got Cortosis.
We got Cortosis, but there's another
Cortosis
thing.
brought into live action.
I was right. Spicy noodle challenge.
Spicy noodles.
Yeah, so we found out that the Sith is Chimere, and you know, ever since the show began, I've been expressing, you know, all of the signs that point to the fact that he had been kind of hiding something. Just to kind of go back to the start, the fighting, the choreography was insane. I mean, y'all want it, y'all. That's what we. Oh.
Oh,
Dude! Oh, who catches it? Okay. That is Chimere's hand.
yeah. I guess I have to count the entire thing as a fight because it was all still one battle. This is pretty high on my list. It's real high on my list. Now, man, they didn't pull any punches. I was surprised at especially the choreography of Jackie. And then when Soul went hand to hand and started like, man, Soul's got hands for goddamn sure.
Yeah, like I said in our reaction, I didn't expect or think that I wanted a fight between Jackie and May, and that fight delivered. Let's go, Masters of Terraskasi. I never thought I wanted to see a fight between Jackie and May. Like you mentioned, we got Cortosis. We got his helmet, seemingly made of Cortosis. Shorts, lightsabers.
Well, it's his arm bracers.
Yeah. We also found out that when Soul asked Chimere to remove his helmet, Chimere says, "So that you can read my thoughts." So I mean, I guess that's another added canonical trait of Cortosis. It shorts electronics, it shorts lightsabers, and is a Magneto helmet.
Potentially. I mean, I assume Chimere did his homework to make sure, but it's also entirely possible that Chimere just believes this and it's not actually true. I'm curious though, because this also harkens back to him saying, "Oh, the Jedi, don't erase my memory." You know, what happened to him? Where do you think he's from? And how does he know so much about May and Osha's culture? Is he from the same place? Was he created by them as well? Was he the first prototype?
This is where what I love about the show comes out. We got the reveal of who Chimere is and who the Sith is. But now there's even more larger questions looming as to who he is, what he knows, and how he comes to know it. And this is where like the continued theory crafting happens, which is some of the best stuff and the things that I enjoy the most about being a Star Wars fan. That if we're thinking about Leslie Headland's love of KOTOR, what is the basic, you know, crux of that story? Is that they wiped Revan's memory in order to turn him back to the light. I feel like it's not gonna be 1-to-1, but I feel like there was a certain scenario where he was training, and just like the schism, there were dark thoughts in his mind, and he was unrelenting. Something happened where they could have possibly wiped his mind and said, "Never mind, go back to where you came from."
Yeah, no, it's definitely a possibility. That's something I've been thinking about as well. Just one of the things I've been enjoying is that the show is like it's a series of mystery boxes, but inside each box, because I typically I don't like when it's mystery boxes for mystery boxes' sake. Um, we get the
Would
reveal
you say
of
it's
the
a Russian
question.
doll?
I see what you did there. No, I like that. It's not taking the one thing we want to know and putting it further and further out of reach. We
Yeah.
actually get the answer to our question. We just end with another question, and so that's one of the things that I've been enjoying. A world where they did mess with Osha's head. And that's why she only remembers parts of what happened. There are probably bits that she didn't see. They probably messed with her memories after she got back to the temple because she was struggling training, and because of these memories.
Yeah, I mean, we also got our first allusion to how they're going to address the discovery of Ymir. And it's quite blatant in this episode. They address it to you rather explicitly. Why risk discovery?
Why risk discovery?
Well, I did wear a mask. She exposed me. So now I have to kill every single last one of you.
In this case, right now, Sol is the only surviving, other than May and Osha, only surviving Jedi. And we have to consider Ernestra's take on this and what she comes out of this thinking. Is it a continued cover up? Because it could very well be a cover up as well. It is not beyond the Jedi to cover up a threat because it's just one Sith. And they're like, we're just going to.
Otherwise, we cause panic within our ranks and all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we could snuff it
Um,
out and then just let it die down.
do you think he's the master, the apprentice, or unaffiliated?
I think he's an apprentice, but not currently under the master. The reason being, he was so, and I have no reason to believe that he's genuine in any of thing he says, as you do with Sith, but when he says, I want a pupil, I want an acolyte, the same way I've been analyzing how Kymir speaks to kind of get into the underneath of his character is the same way I am interpreting his line there. I think there is a bigger master out there. And when he says, I wanted freedom, he realized that that Sith master was just as bad as the Jedi in terms of structure, rules, because there's the rule of two. So he's like, I want freedom. He set out on his own and he wanted the freedom to teach someone else.
And because of all those things, my mind goes to he's unaffiliated, and I still go back
True.
to my other idea that at some point an actual Sith is going to be the one that takes him down.
Is it a Jedi
His
that takes him down and that's the actual Sith that goes? Is it
Ooh.
Torben? Listen,
that
I was right about my theory. I'm trying
I would
to
do backflips.
I was right about my theory. I'm trying to extend it to where both of us can be right at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would love it if what if we're this stressed to Sith Lord? Jesus. No, I think it'd be a really interesting idea if we could have that happen where he is unaffiliated. He is a person who was force sensitive, maybe even trained under the Jedi, or at least was knew enough of them and their methods and their training. Also found the teachings of the Sith. Maybe he uncovered a scroll. Their goal, right, is going to be the ultimate takedown of the Jedi. From this conversation, seemed to be something that's on his mind. So maybe he's the apprentice and he ran away from that life, just like May ran away from him, or maybe he's unaffiliated. And at the end of the day, that's what ends up happening. But the way he said that some would call him Sith was very, or you could call me Sith, wasn't very much like I am a Sith,
Right.
to me at least.
Oh, I got the same thing.
I could be reading that. I could be reading too much into that.
We'll have to find out with the rest of the show. I mean, again, as I keep on mentioning to people who ask me why I'm enjoying the show is because it hasn't shown its
It's a good
entire
show.
hand. Oh yeah, he could very well not be a Sith. That statement does kind of read to me the same way it does to you. We also got a sister swap, is something that we had theorized from the previous episode. Obviously,
Mhm.
a different setup. This case, which brings me to the next point afterwards, everyone dies. And so we do have a Freaky Friday kind of situation, only just more explicit, right? There's no kind of swap in a sense that we were talking about, but nonetheless, they are swapped. And so May is with Soul, who I'm hoping isn't a monster, but just kind of feels guilty about not being able to save May. And then we have Osha being taken by Ymir.
I love though. I love that. We started this whole thing with Master Soul saying, "Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them." And as soon as he gets up, he's like, "Where is she?" And he was talking about Osha.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way the scene plays out, as he knows intuitively that this is not Osha, but he wants it to be, and so he trusts his eyes. And I'm curious. And also, Basil is going to be the MVP of this, as with all Star Wars. It's always the
Pip.
smallest and least imposing creatures that end up being the ones that turn the table.
The same scene is going to play out where he looks at May and just goes, we thought there was going to be at least safety in terms of Jackie, Yord, Soul, and like the main characters, but man, we lost
The way
Kilnaka.
Jackie went down specifically, though,
Yeah.
when he pulled out the baby saber, it was just like, and you shot from behind. The way that looked was, it was just really well done.
Daphne MF Keen. Oh! No!
He gives me Mugen vibes from Samurai Champloo.
Oh yeah. You could listen, live action. It could work. Give him a
Also
call.
his arms.
Yeah, I mean, like the fight between Jackie and May was amazing. The fight between the Jedi and Chimere. I mean, listen, that when he impaled him and pulled another person on top of that impale, it was just obviously terrible, but incredible in terms of action. I had already loved Jackie, first of all, just from a personality standpoint. When she started fighting with two sabers, I was like, yes, because I love dual wielding. To see her go out like that, first of all, she went out in a blaze of glory. She was bad ass.
She was kicking the crap out of him.
Yeah. And in the most tragic way, we lost Yord.
Yeah, man. That give me a real crick in the neck. We need that was pretty brutal.
Oh! Yord Horde! Oh!
We got to pour one out for the Yord Horde because they're riding the struggle bus tonight.
Yord Horde, Kalnaka crew, Jackie Jams.
I kept saying Jackie is bestie.
Jackie besties. But I'm also interested. Do you think, as I said in the reaction, do you think that we'll get an episode following Chimere? Because as much as we have been exploring Rashomon style kind of narrative, we still haven't gotten our expansion of Sith ideology and mythology. So I'm wondering if there's an episode in the future where we follow Chimere and we follow his ideology, what he follows. Maybe like you said, a Sith artifact that he found will give us that lore that we've been excited about. Because I feel like an episode like that would give us our Tenebris, or would give us our canon, like, oh, you know what I mean?
I mean, I think we're definitely going to get that because we're going to follow Osha still, right? I mean, the characters we are following is Osha and Soul specifically. And so, yeah, we definitely are going to wake up on a ship with Manager Jacinto and being his big old muscly arms. But he does seem to dislike disloyalty.
Yeah.
And so he's going to be trying to recruit Osha. By doing that, we're going to end up seeing exactly what his philosophy is, what he follows, and hopefully where he's from. We also, had the conversation with May and Osha where she's like, do you remember where we're from, what we're supposed to do? There's some loose threads hanging from that as well.
Acolyte, you know, will it have its weak moments? Yes. As a show, it is proving to be able to dangle enough threads for us to latch on to, where it continues to pull us into the second half or the back half of the show. And I'm relieved, because with episode 4, you know, it was looking like there was a downtrend, at least for me, with some redeeming qualities, of course. But, you know, having learned that they split the episode for whatever reason, streaming protocols that they have, by the way, Disney, get rid of those protocols. Just let the stories cook. I'm glad that it came back. It came back strong. It gave us one of the best lightsaber fights, or just battles in general, with Chimere against. I mean, I feel like this fight is what Palpatine versus Mace, Agan,
Yeah, that's what it should have been.
Stacey, and Kit Fisto should have been. Even after the whirly twirly Sith scream, if you got that would have been
Psycho Crusher.
epic. I digress. That was my final thoughts. This episode has totally redeemed itself from the last episode. We got some truly livable moments with these characters, and we got some revelations. We got some more mystery building upon the Russian doll.
I can't wait. I can't wait for next week. I need to know where we go from here. Are we? And we saw Vernestra's lightsaber whip, so there's gonna be more fighting coming. I've been in this whole time, but I'm inner. You know,
You're an outie. But if you want to continue the conversation on the Acolyte episode 5, don't forget to tune in on Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific, for DYAD in the Force. We will potentially have some guests to come on and talk about the episode more with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to turn on notifications. On to the next one.
for Light and for Life.
We are all Chimere.
Ooh, may the Yord Horde and Jacolites may you guys rest well tonight.